An engaging and moral story for children. The Merchant's Daughter. Written by Mukhtar Ahmad. To listen to more captivating stories like this one, please subscribe to our channel. If you enjoy these stories, don't forget to like and share them. And be sure to hit the bell icon, so you never miss an update on our latest videos. The Merchant's Daughter. A man approached the judge, looking deeply troubled. The judge, noticing his distress, asked, "What is worrying you?" The man responded in a shaky voice, "Sir, I am the famous merchant of this city." The judge was surprised and looked at the man, whose clothes were very simple, with patches in places. The judge smiled and said, "Should I call you mad or insane? I have heard stories of the wealth of this rich merchant, but I have never seen him. Even his servants wouldn't touch clothes like the ones you are wearing." The judge then asked the people around, "Can anyone here testify that this man is the famous merchant of this city?" One man stood up and said, "Judge, his face resembles the merchant's, but his appearance is not the same. I know him very well." The poor-looking man sighed and said, "Judge, I have been deceived, and I have come to you for justice. But it seems you do not believe me. If you don't listen to me, who will?" The judge became serious and said, "Okay. Tell me your story. You will get justice." The man began, "As everyone knows, I am a merchant, and I love hunting. Yesterday, I went into the forest to hunt. My bad luck started there. I chased a deer deep into the forest. I managed to catch the deer, but I lost my way. After wandering for a while, I reached a small hut in the forest. There, I met a man who looked exactly like me. I was delighted to meet someone who resembled me, but I had no idea that he would betray me later. He offered me food and asked me questions about myself, to which I answered truthfully. Night fell, and he gave me a glass of red drink, which had a pleasant smell. I thanked him and drank it. As soon as I had drunk half of it, my head started spinning, and I collapsed. I lost consciousness. The next day, I woke up, alone in the hut, with no sign of the man. My clothes had been replaced with these rags. I was confused and didn't know what had happened to me. After much difficulty, I found my way home. But when I got there, my servants didn't recognize me and tried to drive me away, calling me a fraud. They told me the real merchant was inside with his daughter. At that moment, I saw through the window that the impostor was laughing at me with my daughter. The servants attacked me, and I had no choice but to flee. Now I have come to you seeking justice." The judge immediately ordered the impostor to be brought to the court. Soon, the impostor arrived, accompanied by a young and beautiful girl. He said, "I am the merchant, and this is my daughter, Rukhsana." The judge recounted the poor man's story, to which the impostor responded, "I have never seen this man before in my life. It is true that he looks like me, but he seems very cunning and is lying." The judge was confused and didn't know who was telling the truth. He then looked at Rukhsana, the merchant's daughter, and addressed her, "My child, you have heard the entire story. Which of these men is your father?" All eyes turned to Rukhsana, and the poor man looked at her hopefully. After a pause, Rukhsana said, "Judge, this poor man is not my father. This well-dressed man is." Hearing this, the poor man's eyes filled with tears. The judge asked, Can you provide any evidence to prove this man is your father? Yes, Rukhsana replied. About 5 years ago, my father's enemy swore to behead him. This terrified my father. Isn't that true, father? She asked. And her father nodded vigorously. She continued. During that time, I befriended a fairy who promised to protect my father. She touched his neck with her magic wand and assured us that even the sharpest sword could not harm him. That enemy later died, struck by lightning. I present this as my proof. Call the executioner and order him to strike my father's neck. His neck will not be cut. The impostor's face turned pale. The judge ordered the executioner to come. As the executioner raised his sword, the impostor fell at the judge's feet, crying, "Stop him! My neck will be cut. I am not the merchant. This man is the real merchant." The judge ordered the impostor's arrest, and Rukhsana ran to embrace her true father. She then told the judge that even she had been unsure of her father's identity, so she invented the story. The judge, impressed with her intelligence, awarded her 500 gold coins. Thanks to Rukhsana's cleverness, the case was resolved in minutes, and the story of this unusual trial spread throughout the city. The merchant returned home, proud to have such a smart daughter.